I'm Anil Kumar sharing with you 12 multiple choice questions based on right angle triangles. We'll try to solve these triangles using calculator. Let us go through these multiple choice questions first. Question number 1. Find the unknown sides x and y to the nearest tenth. So we are given a right triangle here. You need to find x and y. The next question here is find the unknown angle for the given triangle. We are given two sides. The angle x is this one, which you need to find. Question number 3. In triangle ABC, AB equals to 18 meters, BC equals to 26 meters, and angle ABC equals to 90 degrees. Find angle B. First, sketch a diagram. That'll be easier to solve this question. Take your time, pause the video, answer these questions, then look into my videos. Question number 4. The sum of two unknown sides of the triangle equal to what? So in this triangle, we are given hypotenuse of 12 units, angle at the base 30 degrees for this right angle triangle. 4 options are given to you. Question number 5. In a right triangle ABC, the hypotenuse C is 5 centimeters. Find angle B if sine A equals to 0.4567. You'll need to find inverse of this trigonometric ratio. Question number 6. If triangle ABC, in triangle ABC, angle C equals to 90 degrees, find tan A if sine A equals to 2 cosine A. Question number 7. So you'll have some application questions now, followed by a bonus question. Question 7 is, a kite string is 40 meters long. The angle of elevation is 50 degrees. Find the height of the kite above the ground. Question number 8. Find angle which the segment joining origin with point P34 makes with the y-axis. Question number 9. A tree is splintered by lightning 2 meters up its trunk so that the top part of the tree touches the ground at G. If angle G with the ground is 65 degrees, find how tall was the tree. Question number 10. In fraction form, the pitch of a roof with an angle of inclination of 38.7 degrees is what? 4 choices. Question 11. Height of an isosceles triangle is 5 centimeters and the two base angles are 55 degrees each. Area of this triangle is, and now we have the bonus question. If area of an equilateral triangle is 144 square root 3, find its perimeter. So I hope the questions are absolutely clear. Take your time to solve and then look into my solutions. Now let's begin the solution of these multiple choice questions. In the first one, find unknown sides x and y to the nearest tenth. We are given the angle. Now you remember SOHCAHTOA, right? Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cos is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan is opposite over adjacent. Now when we want to find x, then which ratio should you use? We are given the side which is opposite, right? So this is the opposite side and this is adjacent. Of course, this is hypotenuse. To find x, we want to do opposite and adjacent, so we have to use tan. Perfect. So we can write that tan of 15 degrees is equals to the opposite side of 2 divided by x, and by cross multiplying we get x equals to 2 divided by tan of 15 degrees, correct? As far as y is concerned, it is hypotenuse and opposite side. For hypotenuse and opposite side, you should be using sine. So now you write sine of 15 degrees is equal to 2 over hypotenuse. That means that the hypotenuse is equal to 2 over sine 15 degrees. So that is how you have to get your solution. Now use your calculators in degrees to find the answer. So 2 divided by tan of 15 degrees gives us a value which is in decimals 7.46. So this is 7.46, and the other value of sine is 2 divided by sine of 15 degrees, right? Which is in decimals 7.72. So the very first one is the rounded to 1 decimal place. Perfect. So I hope that is clear. Now at this stage you could also say that y square is equal to y equals to square root of 2 square minus 7.46 square. You could do that also to get this result. Question number 2. Find the unknown angle. So now we are given the angle, we need to find the angle, and what we know here is opposite side and the hypotenuse, correct? So again, let me write SOHCAHTOA over here. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine adjacent over hypotenuse, tan is opposite over adjacent. Since we are looking into these two, that means we have to use sine ratio. Perfect. Now for some, this is the very first exercise, and therefore I'm taking time to explain you the concept. So we can write here that sine x is equal to 5 over 12. So x is equals to sine inverse of 5 over 12, correct? So let's use the calculator. Sine inverse is with the shift sine, and within brackets you do 5 divided by 12, bracket close, equals to, you get angle 24.6, which is again option A. Perfect. So we have done 2 and understood how to use trigonometric ratios to find sides or angles. The third one, we have not given the triangle, so you have to make one triangle. In triangle ABC, AB is 18, BC is 26, and angle ABC is 90 degrees. So what we are given here is that this particular angle here is angle B, which is 90 degrees, correct? So B is given to us as 90 degrees. A to B is 18. Let's say this is A, it is 18, and B to C is 26. So this is 26 from B to C. You need to find, angle B is 90. I think there's something wrong here. So now we'll change this. We'll say find angle C. Okay, we just changed it. So let us find the angle C now. Okay. Now since we are given the two side angles, it is the tan ratio. So we can say tan of C is equal to 18 over 26. So angle C is equals to tan inverse of 18 over 26. So let's again use the calculator to find this answer. Use with shift, tan inverse 18 divided by 26 equals to what? We get 34.69. Okay, so that could be rounded to 34.7. So option A is the right answer this time also. Then question number 4. The sum of two unknown sides of a triangle equal to what? So this is the triangle given to us. We need to find sum of two unknown sides. We know the hypotenuse. So that is to say, let's say this is A and B. We want to find what is A plus B equals to. Correct? Angle of 30 degrees. First one, 12 cos 60. So when I say 60 degrees, in a right triangle, this is going to be 60 degrees. Perfect? 30, 60, 90. So 12 cos 60 will be this side. 12 sin 60 will be that side. So of course that works. 12 cos 60 we know is that side, and 12 cos 30 is this side. So that also works. And 12 sin 60. So from We look at it from here, the opposite side is this. So 12 sine 60 is basically this one, and 12 sine 30 is that one. So it also works. So all the above is the right choice. Got it? So you could find either way. So we get option D as the right option. You could take a break at this stage and then continue solving these questions. Question number 5. In the right triangle ABC, so let me sketch one triangle here. Let's say this is the right triangle ABC. The hypotenuse C is 5. C is 5 centimeters. That means this is C. And we can call this as A and B. Find angle B if sine A, we know sine A is equal to 0.4567, right? We have to find what is angle B. So we have to find this angle. That's the question. Now from here, we can find what angle A is. Angle A will be sine inverse of 567. And then we can write down what angle B is, right? So angle B will be equal to 90 degrees minus angle A, correct? That is how we need to solve it. So let's first find sine inverse. Shift sine inverse 0.4567 equals to, we get an angle of 27.17. So we'll take away from 90. So let me do the other way. Taking 90 away, 62.82. So we get here 62.82. So option C is the right option for us. So remember, we want to find angle B, right? So this is 90. So sum of these two is also 90. Question number 6. In triangle ABC, angle C is 90 degrees. So again, let us make a triangle here. So it says angle C is 90 degrees. If find tan A, so we need to find what is tan A equals to. We are given sine A equals to 2 cos A. Well, as you know, if I divide both sides by cos A, what do I get? Sine A over cos A is actually tan A. So we get tan A equals to 2. So option B is the right option. Perfect. Let's move on and take the next question, which is, a kite string is 40 meters long. The angle of elevation is 50 degrees. Find the height of the kite above the ground. Okay, so let's assume that this is the ground. And well, from here, we'll just sketch like this, kite string. We need to find the angle. We know this angle is 50 degrees. When we say angle of elevation, it is with the ground, right? So this is the ground. So that is 50 degrees angle. We have to find the height of the kite above the ground, and we are given that this is 40 meters. So we are relating what all. So if you write SOHCAHTOA, right, so that should be the first thing in your mind, which relation or which ratio to use. Opposite over hypotenuse means we should use sine. Perfect. Now, using sine, we know sine of 50 degrees is equals to height over 40 in this case. And therefore, height is 40 times sine of 50 degrees. So let's use the calculator. 40 times sine of 50 degrees is equal to 30.64. So 30.6 is the first option. That is the right answer in meters. Find the angle which segment joining origin with point P 34 makes with the y-axis. So let's kind of sketch it. And let us say 3 and 4 is some point here, right? So let's say this is the point P, which is 3, 4. Now what does that mean? 3, 4 means that the x value is 3, the y value is 4. We want to find the angle which the segment joining with origin O makes with y-axis. We have to find this angle, right? So we have to find that angle. How do we find this angle? Well, this angle, couple of ways. One, you could find angle at O. Let's call this as PQ. So we could use tan. Let's call this angle as A, and this is the angle B, right? So we say tan A will be 4 over 3, right? 4 over 3. So angle A equals to tan inverse of 4 over 3. So shift tan inverse 4 divided by 3 bracket close equals to 53.1. So we get 53.1. But we don't need A, we need B. So angle B is equal to 90 degrees minus 53.1, correct? So when you take away 53.1, you get your answer. So let's do this. So it is 36.9, correct? So you get 36.9. When you take away this, you get 36.9 degrees. Perfect. So that is the angle which we need. Angle with the y-axis. Question number 9. A tree is splintered by lightning 2 meters up its trunk so that the top part of the tree touches the ground at G. If angle G with the ground is 65, how tall was the tree? Right? So that's an application question. You can actually pause the video and answer this. So let's say this is the tree trunk and that is where it splintered, right? So it fell down. So kind of think like this, that we have this tree here, right? So, okay, where the angle at the base, this is the point G on the ground, and this angle is given to us as 65 degrees. Do you get it? And that is 90 degrees. We are also given that this point is 2 meters high. Perfect. Now I hope you can pause the video and answer. When we want to find the height, how much it was, at that time, this was right up there. Do you see that? So earlier the tree was that high. So we have to add this 2 to the length, L, or the hypotenuse. Perfect. So we know opposite side over hypotenuse, so we should use sine. So sine of 65 degrees is equal to 2 meters divided by the length L, which is the broken length. So L is equals to 2 over sine of 65 degrees. It is 2 divided by sine of 65, that gives you 2.20. So total is how much? It is 2 plus 2.20, which gives us 4.2. Right? So B is the right option. So I hope the concept is clear. Perfect. So the broken part was earlier on top of this tree. So the total height was almost 4.2 meters. Question number 10. In fraction form, the pitch of a roof with an angle of inclination 38.7 degrees is what? Now, we use tan of an angle, right? So we say tan of an angle, which is 38.7. When we call about inclination, right? So inclination of an angle. Inclination of an angle, by definition, is tangent of that angle. Do you understand? Slope. So that is what it is. So let's use the calculator and figure it out. So it is tan of 38.7. It is equal to 0.80. So it is equal to 0.80. How do we write it in fractions? I could write this as 8 over 10. Now that is not the option, but you could reduce dividing by 2 and write it as 4 over 5. So option D is the right option. Is that clear? Perfect. Now here is the question number 11 for you. Height of an isosceles triangle is 5 centimeters and the two base angles are 55 degrees each. Area of this triangle is what? You can pause the video, answer this question, and then look into my solution. Question number 11. Height of an isosceles triangle is 5 centimeters and the two base angles are 55 degrees each. Area of this triangle is how much? Now this is a very interesting question. I'd like you to pause the video and answer the question. So let us say this is our isosceles triangle, and what we are given here is that the height is 5 centimeters, correct? So that is the diagram. So this is the height 5. We also know that the angles at the base are 55 each. So these angles here are 55 degrees each. Okay, so let's write 55 degrees. Now isosceles means the sides are also equal. Now in that case, altitude will divide the base into equal parts. So if I assume 2 times x as the length of the base, then half of it will be x. Since the angle is 55 degrees, we can find x using which ratio? Sine ratio. Perfect. So we can write that sine of 55 degrees is equal to tan, because we know opposite and base. So tan of 55 degrees is basically equal to 5 over x. Now from here, x is equal to 5 over tan of 55 degrees. So let's calculate. 5 divided by tan of 55 gives us 3.5. So if x is 3.5, the base, which is for us 2x, will be 2 times 3.5 or 7, correct? So what is the area of this triangle? Area is half of base times height, so which is half of 7 times 5. So it is half of 35, which is 17.5, correct? So option D is the right option. Perfect. So that is how you could actually solve such a question. Now we have our bonus question, question 12. If area of an equilateral triangle is 144 square root 3, find its perimeter. Now we are given equilateral triangle. That means all sides are of equal length. So let us assume that each side is 2x. Area, as you know, is half base into height. So in this case, if my side is x, what is going to be the height? The height is going to be, we could find, we know it's just square root of 3 times x. We know this angle is 60 degrees, correct? So let's assume h. We could use special triangle and do it very easily, but let's go a step further. So we know from here, tan of 60 degrees is equal to height over x. So if x is the height, in terms of x, if x is half of the base, then height will be x times tan 60. Right? So we can use calculator. What is tan 60? Some of you will know these special triangles, square root 3. You could write straight. So it is x times square root of 3. Okay? So that is the height. Now, area is given to us as, but the formula is area is half times base times height, and area is 144 cube root of 3, which is equal to half. Base is 2x and height is x square root 3. Perfect. So we need to find the perimeter, right? The perimeter is sum of these three sides. So basically, let's find what x is, correct? So let's simplify this. X and x cancel. 2 and 2 cancel. Square root 3 cancel, correct? So from here, we have x squared equals to 144. And that gives you the value of x as square root of 144, which is 12. So it is square root of this number, clearly, right? So if x is 12, what is 2x? Each side is 2x, which is 2 times 12, which is 24. And therefore, the perimeter is 3 times 24, all equal sides, correct? So that gives you 72. So option C is the right option. Is that clear? So that is how you're going to solve this beautiful question. So I hope you enjoyed this journey of understanding how to solve right triangles. In this set of 12 questions, we have very balanced multiple choice group where you learn direct application of basic rules, then some real life situations and thinking questions. I hope it helped. Feel free to write your comments and share your views. If you really like and subscribe to my videos, that'd be great. Thanks for watching and all the best.